Hi everyone, welcome, I am MisterBo, and today we've got a couple of things I want to talk about in this video. We are kind of at a low point in the current cycle of Nitro-Fueled content. We're coming to the end of the current Grand Prix, and we don't, at this time of recording, know when the next Grand Prix is going to be launching. Maybe in a week or so. We haven't had any teasers for it, so there isn't really much to cover at the moment in terms of Nitro-Fueled. Of course, moving on throughout the year, I'll be covering some other games as well, so look forward to that. But in this video, we're going to be talking about how well Nitro-Fueled has actually sold compared to every other single Crash Bandicoot game, what that might then mean for the future of the franchise, and then we'll talk about a possible promotion that is coming up tying into Nitro-Fueled to get you some stuff in game, but we'll get to that in just a minute. If you do enjoy this content, feel free to tap the like button. If you are new around here, be sure to subscribe for more gaming content and coverage, and if you do, click that bell icon so you're notified when my future videos go live. So let's talk about how well Nitro-Fueled has sold, because I don't think anyone was expecting it to do this well. Now we know the N.Sane Trilogy sold a ton. It was the best selling game in the Crash franchise to date, and that kind of makes sense. Obviously it was a remake of the 3 classic Crash games. The nostalgia factor was through the roof, and it was a great deal for the price. You got all 3 games. However, that being said, Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled has now had the best launch of any game in the Crash franchise, so it's beaten the previous record, which was held by the N.Sane Trilogy. Now, one of the main factors that probably caused this is that it's launching on multiple platforms at once. Now obviously the N.Sane Trilogy launched just on PS4 to begin with, and then a year later it came out on other platforms, but launching on 3 platforms obviously gave this an increased boost. As well as that, a kart racer game has kind of been absent from the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One for quite some time, so maybe a lot of people were looking for a brand new kart racer, and having seen Team Sonic Racing, they maybe passed on that and went for Crash instead. Now of course, if this game continues to sell well, it may well pass N.Sane Trilogy and become the best selling Crash Bandicoot game of all time. We will just have to wait and see, but I think it's definitely possible at the rate that it's currently going. Now I know people really love the original Crash Team Racing. Obviously I do. It's my favourite game ever, though Nitro-Fueled might be taking that spot. It's such a great game, but I don't think, again, anyone was expecting this. So what does this mean going forwards for Crash? Well, it probably means Beenox are looking at supporting this game possibly longer than they were originally going to. We know we've got Grand Prix up to about November, maybe December, but if the player base doesn't horribly drop off, which it probably won't do, and we'll probably see a spike in sales around December time for Christmas, we could see Beenox supporting this game for maybe another 6 months afterwards, taking us through a full year of content. Also, what does this mean for Activision and the franchise just in general? Well, it's safe to assume that Vicarious Visions are currently working on something Crash related. They aren't currently working on any sort of Call of Duty title that we know of. They obviously aren't working on Destiny anymore because of the Activision and Bungie split. So what are they working on? Safe to assume it's probably Crash Bandicoot. So what would the next Crash Bandicoot game be? Would it be another remake, or would it be something completely brand new? Now we can look at this from 2 different angles. Firstly, the past 2 games have sold the best Crash Bandicoot has ever sold, and those are remakes, so from Activision's point of view, they might be thinking, remakes are selling well, let's just remake another game and hopefully it sells as well again. And if they are to remake a game, well, what would they remake? And I know this is going to upset some of you, and some of you might be happy for this. They could remake Crash Bash. But I think if they were going to remake Crash Bash, they couldn't just do Crash Bash. They'd have to do something a lot more like what we saw with Nitro-Fueled. So here's my pitch for how they could do a remake, a remaster of Crash Bash. Structure it completely different to what we saw in Crash Bash. Make it more of kind of what we saw in, yes, I'm going to say it, Crash Boom Bang. Now I know a lot of people hate that game. It was on the DS. When I played it back in the day originally, I enjoyed it for what it was, but I get why some people don't like that game. Obviously it was basically a rip-off of Mario Party, but I think that could really work in today's sort of gaming climate. A Crash Bandicoot party game. Include all the mini-games from Crash Bash, include all the mini-games from Boom Bang, obviously update them. Think of a way where you can allow this to be played online and locally on couch co-op, add in a load of other mini games, add in a load of characters, and just make this a fun party game, mini game kind of game. It doesn't have to be like Crash Bash. You could obviously include the campaign from Crash Bash, maybe expand upon it a little bit more, but I think just a fun overall party game would be a lot of fun. Hell, they could call it Crash Bash Boom Bang or something like that. I don't know. They can probably think of a better name, but I think a fun mini game, party game kind of thing for Crash Bandicoot would sell pretty well. However, I think the thing a lot of people are hoping for is a brand new Crash Bandicoot game, which to be honest, I think is more likely at this point. Now, as to what that new Crash Bandicoot game could be, how it could be set up, I know again a lot of you guys want sort of open world, kind of like what we saw in Twinsanity, but I don't think Activision and Vicarious Vision are going to sort of stray too far away from the formula that worked in the original games. I think they'll structure it with a warp room or multiple warp rooms, and you go from level to level like in the originals. The only way I could see them implementing some sort of open world kind of aspect to the game is maybe doing something like Spyro does, where you have sort of a hub world where you can run around, maybe talk to some other character, find some secrets, and then you go through the warp pads to the actual main missions. I think that could work really well. Now, in terms of where this game could work in the bigger picture, are they going to make this set after Mind Over Mutant, or are they going to sort of forget everything that came after Crash Team Racing and set this after Warped? Now, I think from a business perspective that Activision is looking at, they're going to be setting it after Warped, mainly because again, N.Sane Trilogy and Nitro-Fueled have sold incredibly well, and that obviously means they've got a brand new audience to Crash Bandicoot, and most of that audience probably has never played any of the original games, so kind of starting fresh after Warped, maintaining characters like Nina, Crunch, and the characters we're going to be seeing implemented into Nitro-Fueled, as well as maybe introducing the Nitro Squad, and maybe actually putting some of the Nitro Kart characters into the main actual franchise could be pretty cool. So I'd love to know what you guys think. Do you think we're going to be seeing another remake, or do you think we're going to be seeing a brand new game? And then if we are seeing a brand new game, where do you think this game will take place? Do you think they're going to kind of forget everything that happened after Crash Team Racing, or do you think they're going to include some of the story beats and elements that went along all the way up to Mind Over Mutant? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to start a discussion with you guys. Now, the final thing I wanted to talk about is a promotion which I don't believe has officially been announced, though people have started seeing this in shops, and that is a promotion with Sour Patch Kids, the sweets. So certain packets that people have found have Crash Bandicoot on the front of it in his cart from Nitro-Fueled, and it says use code inside packet to redeem to unlock cool items in game. However, at this time, there's been no official announcement of this from Activision or Beenox. So either this is a promotion that has since been cancelled, or these packets have just got out into the wild a little bit early, and this isn't actually supposed to go live yet. The website on the back of the packs doesn't actually take you anywhere yet, and if I had to guess, I would say this is going to kind of line up with the next Grand Prix. As to what those in-game unlocks are going to be, again, we don't know. It could be some decals, it could be paint jobs, wheels, could be a skin for a character, for all we know. We're just going to have to wait and find out, but it seems like at the moment this promotion is only going to be available in the USA. However, when this officially gets announced, if it does, they could widen it to other regions. Fingers crossed over here in the UK, but if you see a packet of Sour Patch Kids with Crash Bandicoot on it, you might as well go pick that up, so when this promotion does go live, you've already got yourself some in-game items. And of course, when this officially gets announced, I'll be sure to go over it and let you guys know what you can actually get. So there you have it, that is today's video, kind of a little short one, again not really too much information at the moment about the next Grand Prix or anything currently happening in Nitro-Fueled. My last two videos have done incredibly well, where I've talked about, the state of online and what I think needs to be changed. I loved hearing what you guys think of that as well. Seems the most requested thing just in the community in general is to have a game mode where no weapons are available, which I think Beenox will probably add eventually. And then my latest video where I talked about what we know about the next Grand Prix and what I'd like to see changed in the actual Grand Prix structure also did really well, and you guys had some great discussions there as well. Now, before I end the video, just a couple of things. Firstly, let's go over the poll results that I put up last week, because I always like to feature the poll results in the video at the end of the week if I remember to. So this week, I just sort of asked you guys a pretty standard question: what platform do you play on? And that can be for any game. So I said, PlayStation 4, Xbox, Switch, and then PC. hopefully we see a PC release of Nitro-Fueled eventually, but the results kind of didn't surprise me. Well, they did slightly. Obviously at number 1 we had PlayStation with 60% of the vote. That didn't really surprise me. Though number 2, 18% of you play on Switch, and then 15% of you play on Xbox, and that is kind of what surprised me there. I did think Xbox would be just above Switch slightly. Me, myself, I'm an Xbox guy. I've been playing on Xbox for about 10 years now. I think it's actually going to tick over to 10 years in August, so that's kind of cool. And then in last place with 7% of the vote is PC. Maybe that's just because Nitro-Fueled isn't out on PC yet, but those are some cool results. And again, if you want to participate in my weekly polls, every Sunday on the community tab section on the channel, I'll put up a poll, whether that's related to Crash Bandicoot, whether that's related to maybe some other game, or just gaming in general. That is where you can go ahead and vote, and then every week I'll try and feature that in a video, and if the poll is a little bit more in depth, then I'll feature some of the comments in the video. And then the final thing, yeah, we're nearly almost done, is that the channel reached 6 million views. That is crazy. This channel has been running for 7 years now, so we've kind of just hit under 1 million views every year. We are now on 6 million views, and we're well on the way to 20,000 subscribers. We are just under 200 subscribers away. I have some ideas planned for what I'll do when we hit 20,000 subscribers, but I'll do a proper update video when we do, announcing some stuff hopefully. But yeah, thank you guys for all the support. I appreciate that. I'm going to be doing a lot more streams on the channel here over the next couple of weeks. As well, I've been doing a lot of streams over on twitch.tv/IamMisterBo as well. So you go ahead and check that out. There'll be a link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and hopefully I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.